The Shark Deck.
What's up? I'm Johnny Mac with your daily comedy news. Pretty robust one today. Shane Gillis will make his Netflix debut, and it's pretty soon, September 5th. His stand-up special is called Beautiful Dogs. It was filmed earlier this year in Virginia during his Shane Gillis live tour. No trailer yet, but September 5th is soon, man. Things have turned out all right for Shane. Remember, he was announced as part of the cast of SNL a few years back and then got not quite canceled, but Lauren was like, no, you're not on the show. Shane has made his own path. Congratulations, Shane Gillis. Todd Barry also announced a new special. He did that via Instagram. His special, Domestic Shorthair, will be on All Things Comedy's YouTube channel. That one's coming out on Monday. Yeah, wow, right? There will also be an album on October 13th. That's good. Say you program the comedy stations on the Live One app. It's always good to have new comedy albums. Todd even shared a clip. Let's listen.
I had a beard for a while. Then I got a girlfriend who doesn't like beards, and she was really subtle about it. She'd say things like, oh, you have a beard, huh? Some of my friends like guys with beards. I was like, oh, that's weird. Some of my friends like when people say things directly.
Continuing our big news Thursday, Jessica Seinfeld's nonprofit has announced a fundraiser. Some pretty good comedians will be at a Very Good Plus night of comedy. This will be at New York City's Carnegie Hall on October 18th. By the way, if it's Andrew Carnegie, why do we all say Carnegie Hall? I've always wondered that. Anyway, pretty good lineup that Jessica Seinfeld has gotten. She got Jerry Seinfeld to do the show. Pretty impressive. Also, Kevin Hart, Amy Schumer, and Ronny Chieng. Denis will be your DJ for the evening. Again, a Very Good Plus night of comedy. Carnegie Hall, October 18th. Seinfeld, Kevin Hart, Amy Schumer, Ronny Chieng. Pretty good. Denis Leary also announced the annual Comics Come Home, right? All the announcements today. This is the longest running comedy fundraiser in the country. It's 27th year. This will be at Boston's TD Garden on November 4th. Your performers, pretty impressive. Even outdid Jessica Seinfeld, in my humble opinion. Denis Leary and Lenny Clark. Okay. Bill Burr, Marc Maron. Already, I'll take that line. Here, let's play it. Would you rather see Seinfeld, Kevin Hart, Amy, Ronny Chieng, or would you rather see Bill Burr, Marc Maron, and whoever else I say here? I'll take the latter. Bill Burr, Marc Maron, Rachel Feinstein, Alex Edelman, Orlando Baxter, Robert Kelly, and Tommy Pescatelli. Again, with Denis Leary and Lenny Clark on top. Pretty good. Seinfeld is really, really good live, though. Like, really, really good. Like, the best. Dave Chappelle turns 50 today. Happy birthday, Dave. Dave has been playing Madison Square Garden this week. I have not seen anything about the particular shows yet. I will share it when I get it. A quick stop at Gossip Corner. This from The Sun. Pete Davidson has resurfaced on social media. You may remember at the end of June, Pete had checked into rehab. Well, Pete has posed for a full-length picture posted by his friend Sarah Lee. Sarah posted this on Instagram. She posted an older photo of she and Pete on one side, and on the other, a more recent picture of the two friends hugging. The caption says, then and now, so insanely proud of you, hashtag Pete Davidson. The Sun says last week, Pete looked healthy as he posed for a picture after he got a haircut at Don's Barbershop. You'll find Don's Barbershop in Ponte Vedra, Florida. John Heffron's new special is out on YouTube. It's called Sunday Night in D.C. Recorded at the D.C. Improv in Washington, D.C. You probably could have figured that out without me telling you. John Heffron takes the stage to share his unique take on the absurdities and intricacies of everyday life. Pretty generic description there, right? Isn't that what every comedian does? Their unique take on the things of everyday life? No, yes, no, yes. From family antics to relationship dilemmas, work shenanigans to the trials of aging, John Heffron masterfully transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary, turning the mundane into a side-splitting journey of hilarity. You guys might want to run this copy through ChatGPT or something. This is very generic. His clever observations and spot-on punchlines. This copy is just so vanilla. His clever observations and spot-on punchlines resonate with audiences of all ages and backgrounds, creating an exuberant atmosphere that keeps the laughter rolling from start to finish. Also on YouTube, JB Ball's It's My Privilege. Growing up in diverse communities, schools, and sports teams, JB personifies the unity our country should strive for. From recounting childhood experiences with white friends aspiring to become the first black president to narrating a tale of saving a turtle from a gunman, JB addresses these obstacles with wit and levity. This was filmed at the University of Tampa's Charlene E. Gordon Theater. That's out on YouTube. One more, also out on YouTube, Foil Arms and Hogs Swines. Now you're like, who is Foil Arms and Hog? I didn't know either, but the copy tells me they are Ireland's top comedy group. And Swines is a live comedy special with hilarious sketches, razor-sharp ad-libs, and sheer silliness. Swines was the best reviewed and top-selling show at the 2019 Edinburgh Fringe. All right, that's pretty good. With over 1 billion online views, including the viral hits Getting Past U.S. Immigration and An Englishman Plays Risk, the group are best known for their YouTube sketches. The show features a host of hilarious sketches, including The World's Strongest Man, Mime Edition, What Happens When an Actor is Used for Military Purposes, and the true story of when Beethoven was part of a musical duo with some guy called Barry. Recorded live in Dublin following a 60-day worldwide tour. All right, that's Foil Arms and Hog. Sounds fun. The BBC asks a perfect question. They ask, they have millions of followers for their TikTok sketches, but how will 4 hugely successful creators fare in a live stand-up show at the Edinburgh Fringe? Coco Sorrell is one of 4 TikTok comedians who she says want to find out if they're any good at stand-up. Sorrell has 900,000 followers, she says, which is better than 4 LinkedIn comedians, so you're going to have a decent hour. Not bad. The BBC says, as host, Sorrell gets stuck straight in with some crowd work, quote unquote. I can read between the lines there, BBC writer. In other words, asking people in the front row what they do for a living and trying to come up with an amusing response, but Sorrell struggles to find good banter with the first victims and awkwardly moves on. It's not long before we know the professions of most of the people in the first 2 rows. She eventually admits defeat and says, I think crowd work is done. As MC, Sorrell returns in between the other acts. She grows more comfortable and assured and proves her crowd work can work when she plays matchmaker in the audience. Stephen McKell, 3.8 million followers, and BBC writes, how to put this is larger than life and flamboyant, with a flair for physical comedy. His sachet onto the stage could form a TikTok video on its own, but here, it only fills 5 seconds out of his 15-minute slot. But he did some work about his family and apparently did okay. Next up, Ayame Ponder says her first name is Japanese for my parents are pretentious. Ayame has 2.7 million followers. She built her following largely commentating on videos of things like bottles being rolled down stone steps and watching them smash. The BBC writes, yes, that's a thing on TikTok. No, I don't secretly write for the BBC, but I'm aligned with this writer. I like you, BBC writer. Ponder starts her set with tongue-in-cheek brags about being a TikTok star and incredibly famous before moving on to everyday topics like dating and the nicknames she's given boyfriends based on their physical attributes. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, say no more, know what I mean? As she exits, she says, I've been amazing and you've been so-so. Next up, Henry Rowley, 1.2 million followers on TikTok. He made his name with videos parodying pompous, posh people. He puts his whole body into fully acting out his ridiculous characters and earns extra laughs by being more blunt and risque than his co-stars. Of the 4, he has the most fully formed act, is the most convincing storyteller, and seems to have the self-possession required for stand-up. If you're curious, get over to Edinburgh. Knock Knock is at the Pleasant Courtyard Cabaret Bar until Sunday. And that's your comedy news for today. Follow the show for free on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you get your shows, and I'll see you tomorrow.